The House has finished its sitting and estimates kept us all entertained. So let's take a look at one of the last sitting weeks of the year.
We know where they're coming from. We know who is responsible.
The Medibank data breach loomed large in the background of all the parliamentary proceedings, with the health insurer announcing it would not be paying the ransom demanded by criminals, a position supported by the Australian government. That's because there is no guarantee that paying the ransom would be the end of it. But it's had real-world impacts for the 9 million or so Medibank private customers, which includes the Prime Minister, who risk having their personal health details made public.
They've had terminations. Their spouse doesn't know. They're really worried that that information may come to their home address.
That's already happened for some, including those who sought treatment for alcohol-related issues and pregnancy termination. It is understandably a deeply, deeply unsettling time for a lot of people, and politicians are feeling it.
And I want the scumbags behind this attack to know that the smartest and toughest people in this country are coming after you.
In better news, the last of the Respect at Work recommendations, which needed to be legislated, have been introduced to the Parliament. That's from a report that sat with the previous government for about a year before it was even properly looked at.
In short, this bill will strengthen laws to help prevent sexual harassment. Why do we need to do it? Well, it should be obvious.
In less good news, Labor Senator Glenn Sterle showed just how far we have to go during this estimates exchange with National Senator Bridget McKenzie.
Just, Senator McKenzie, do you always have to have the last word? I was going to defend you then. Honestly, like a naughty little girl, can you just be quiet while someone finishes?
He apologised for that about an hour later.
I'm not dodging it. It was out of order.
But no matter what your politics, this sort of treatment has to stop. If our politicians can't get it right, how are we expected to see wider change in the community? Yes, there's the argy-bargy of Parliament. And then there's just being a patronising, condescending... I'll leave you to finish that sentence.
This bill will get wages moving. Ayes 80, noes 56.
The government was also busy negotiating a Senate pathway for its IR bill. There is no clear way through as yet.
The issue around the size of small business is, I think, a universal concern.
There are concerns among businesses across electorates across Australia that they will be potentially unintentionally drawn in under this legislation.
Independent Senators David Pocock and Jackie Lambie want to see the bill split to take out multi-employer bargaining. Pocock wants to wait until the Senate inquiry into the legislation returns, which doesn't leave a lot of time for actual Senate negotiation.
Leading labour market economists, academics are saying that it's not ready, it hasn't been cooked properly.
There are rumours another week of Senate sittings could be added to get through everything the government wants to get passed, but we'll have to wait and see if we're just that lucky.
Not see that today as a whole getting through by Christmas.
The Prime Minister has jetted off for summit season, where the first bilateral meeting with China's President Xi Jinping since Malcolm Turnbull was Prime Minister is on the cards. What is not on the cards is Anthony Albanese attending the UN climate conference. That's Energy Minister Chris Bowen's job. Albanese will be attending ASEAN, APEC and the G20 and returns just in time for the final Parliament sitting. Isn't he lucky? By the end of which, Australia may finally have legislation passed for a National Anti-Corruption Commission. It's going to be a busy couple of final weeks, so make sure you get some rest, stay hydrated, and take care of you.